Well, today I thought it'd be really nice. We could, like, talk about the plans we had for this year, and kickstart a bit of positivity. And Lee Parker, I understand is going to go and come along. And if anybody had any kind of feedback, oh yes, Sue. Any feedback about the proposed getting rid of the free parking or subsidised parking, whatever they want to call it, we could feedback to him, because he's not, well, he obviously he is concerned about what the general kind of the noise on social media, but what he really wants to hear is from businesses, so he can feedback to the meeting. But he's not here. But anyway, until then, so welcome. We'll do the normal one. Nikki, just to sort of explain what I do, kind of do a little bit of a round robin. Say, last time we just talked about what we were doing for Christmas, but anything that you need any help with, any kind of plans, any thoughts, or just try and keep it quite positive, and any help that anybody needs, really. So we'll start off with Darren, because you're top left. Oh, is Julian? Let him in. I think you might. Oh, yeah.
Well, good. No, it's okay. I mean, good morning, everybody, and a happy New Year to you. Yeah, it feels like I haven't seen anybody for weeks. So not even virtually, that is. So yeah, nice to see you all. Look, there's Julian. Hi, Julian. Hi. Well, Christmas was quiet, but kind of the way I like it, really. So that was okay. And yeah, I don't know. I've kind of decided that I wasn't going to make any plans for the new year, and the way things are going at the moment, just as well, really, because how can you make plans when you don't really know what's going on? So I've got a couple of sort of things that I'm thinking of looking at, although nothing is certain yet. But then that said, yesterday I had a few jobs that came in over Christmas which I didn't do because I decided to take the full 2 weeks off. So yeah, yesterday was quite a busy day, catching up, getting these jobs out the door, basically. And then this morning it was all chaos because I was my son wanted my iPad for his schoolwork. My daughter needed it for her Zoom assembly. So then I had to try and rig up Zoom to her iPad to get that one going. And now everybody is sort of chewing at the bandwidth. So I may see you, I may disappear. So yeah, it's quite good fun at the moment, just really trying to get everything done. So I've decided that at least for the next few weeks, I'm not going to plan anything. I'm just going to take it as it comes. Still be active on social media, and mainly LinkedIn, because we're going to let everybody know we're still here. And just really keep talking to you guys, and yeah, just keep as active as possible. I have been back on my bike. That said, yesterday I decided not to go because of the weather, and looking out the window today, I think I'll give it a miss. But that said, the dog's getting longer walks than he's ever had, so he's not complaining. So yeah, that's kind of me, really. Nice to see you all.
It's good to see you too. I mean, yeah, I've those of you that kind of follow my adventures on social media, I have signed up for this Land's End to John O'Groats virtual running challenge. Mr. Parker, which is, I thought it was a great idea at the time. And then when I started to break down how many miles I'd have to do in a week, it's something like 16 miles a week. So yeah, but I went out yesterday in the rain. I'm going to go out today in the rain, and I'll split it down. I'm going to do a long Sunday run, and then little walks during the week that I can fit in at lunchtime, and then maybe Saturday go for a shorter run. So that should easily cover it. What I was really planning on though was doing a really lovely kind of early Sunday morning on the railway path in Sudbury, because it's just like perfect for that while Jess goes rowing. But of course that's been cancelled, so it will be keeping it local. But yeah, I decided that because it's so uncertain, everything, I was going to set myself some personal challenges like this one, and then that would kind of motivate me into setting kind of more professional ones, because when I achieve something that's in my personal life, then I'm more likely, got a little bit more confidence to kind of go off and do something in my professional life. And with everything kind of quite up in the air with it is. I'm just going to focus on that. Be here for you guys, and then yeah, let's see what the spring, what happens in the spring, when hopefully people will start getting vaccinated and it will be awesome. Anyway, next I've got John. I think you need to unmute yourself.
Morning all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So Christmas was quieter than anticipated. We did manage to see the grandchildren for a couple of hours on Christmas Eve in the park outside, but obviously weren't allowed to go to their house, which was the original plan. But they had a fantastic Christmas. They're 5 in a couple of weeks, so they got a pretty good idea of what it's all about this year. So we managed to Zoom with them and watch them unwrap presents and all that sort of stuff. So it was quite nice. But other than that, quiet, which kind of suits me as well. Work-wise, I've been ticking over the Christmas period. Lots of people have been off, so not so many problems coming in.
Yeah.
Just now trying to get everything back up and ready for people that working from home and demanding more of their bandwidth and all this sort of stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
One of my bigger customers is a supplier to the hospitality trade, so they're shut down again at the moment. So that's going to be a challenging period for them and consequently me, I guess. But I've had a couple of inquiries from last April and last July that have gone live again this week. So just goes to show they never quite die off. It's always worth going back again. Other than that, I've just got lots of tedious things that haven't been done that need sorting out. So plenty to keep me busy. Not so much to earn money, but plenty to keep busy and housekeeping and getting on top of things. So it's going to be a busy-ish week, I guess.
Yeah. Marvellous. And everyone else well?
Yep, yeah. Sally's gone off to Oxford again. She's working in John Radcliffe Hospital down there, so she's away all week. So it's really quiet at home. On the upside, I get to watch whatever TV I like. So I'm catching up with all those box sets of things that she doesn't like. I'm running out of a couple, actually. I'll have to start searching for something new. But,
yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah. We've been working our way through sort of Scandi crime thrillers. Yeah, I'm nearly fluent in Icelandic and Swedish. So
yeah, all the various Wallander box sets are very good if you like
very
that sort
good.
of thing.
Love it. I like the Swedish one and the English one.
Yeah.
And I like the old Wallander and the new Wallander. I've watched them all.
Yeah.
Bridge is very good.
The children's school's obviously been closed, so
yeah,
my daughter-in-law's got to cope with 3 under 5s trying to do schooling with them and such without too much assistance. Although the school has sent them lots of stuff to do this week, so she's got lots of worksheets and videos and things for them to watch.
Yeah,
and they both got a Amazon Fire tablet for Christmas, so they've got something that they can actually do some of those lessons and videos and things on, which is a bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a positive, there's lots of people need IT at the moment, so hopefully there'll be some work around.
Yep, absolutely, especially as everybody migrates back home.
Absolutely, yeah.
Lovely. Okay, well, lovely to see you. I'm going to pop off over to Fliss because I have a feeling she might need to pop off soon. Am I right?
No, I'm okay. I can stay now.
Oh, okay. Well, how are you anyway?
I'm very well. Happy New Year to everyone. Excuse the background. There's 2 reasons for it. One, this should be my view at this time of year in my motorhome in Spain. So I'm doing it to cheer myself up. And the other reason is we are decorating our bedroom and you do not want to know the amount of crap that's actually behind me at this precise moment. Okay. So is it the Wren kitchen advert or whatever, the kitchen shame? Yeah, that's me at the moment. So that's why I'm hiding it. I do apologise. Well, what's going on for me? Nothing with regards to the driving school. Everything was booked for January is obviously now cancelled. But luckily, I hadn't got people to pay me, so I haven't got to go through the pain of loads of refunds. So that's quite good. I've just got to get all my money back from the DVSA driving tests now. But I'm going to focus, as you can see on my name, I'm going to focus on my utility warehouse business, working from home in the safety of my house. you know, a bit like Tracy's done, a bit like others have done, we've got to diversify in these times, and that's what I'm doing. So apart from that, I'm all okay. I'm well and my family's well. I've got a very, very poorly friend who's a COVID nurse, and she's been really bad. It's actually frightened me how poorly she's been. So this has been a bit of a wake-up call. I think as we were quite untouched first time round as an area, I think it's getting closer and closer now, and seeing how bad she's been, potential blood clots, oh, you name it, and she's only 25, so it's just awful. So yeah, so the fact that this lockdown's come, I'm actually not that sad about. I think it's what we need to do to try and get back some kind of normality, and let's get these vaccinations going. So yeah, so it's not the new year I wanted to start with, but hey, it's what it is. I did a virtual retreat over the weekend. Mr. Warner, you would have been well impressed with me. I was doing yoga, I was doing fitness, I was out walking. I now can't sit down on the toilet without crying because it hurts so much, but it was a great weekend. So I've done that. So it's got me going now for the weekend. I can't move, honestly. Andy has to help me out of a chair. It's quite pathetic. But there you go. So anyway, great to see everyone.
It's lovely to see you too, and well done on your new diversification.
Thank you.
Lovely. I'm going to pop over to the original Jackie, not the new Jackie. I'll try and unmute you. There we are.
Hi everybody. How are you all? Are you well? So what's been going on with us? We've had okay, everybody's in lockdown. Nothing changes for us. This is what our life has been like since the original lockdown. So welcome. From our perspective, we've had a very chilled Christmas, haven't been able to see any family, obviously, but, you know, and that's not going to change for the foreseeable future. But I have been busy. I've been packing, doing a lot of packing. So we have, you know, we've had plenty to keep us amused. So that's all in hand. We can still, lockdown changes nothing, we can still move. Yes, my main concern from our perspective is this now for me is a very scary time, so being very focused on not getting it, because to be blunt, if I got it in this current situation, I wouldn't get ventilated. If I was really ill, I wouldn't get ventilated. So it's so important that I don't get it. And the next 3 weeks are quite challenging because this is a hospital week. So virtually every day this week, I've got a doctor's appointment or a hospital appointment. Then I have a treatment Friday. So obviously keeping myself safe going into hospitals and doctors is actually a big concern. Next week, Darren he rarely has to go to site, but he has a very important job next week, which requires him to go to site. And then the following week, we actually move. So that's getting us moved logistically to Wiltshire when you're clinically extremely vulnerable and you're in lockdown and there is a extremely contagious variant is obviously something that we're very focused on at the moment, how we're going to do that. So we're very, very strict, very, very strict in everything that we do. So we've got I'm doubling up on my protection now. So I go mask and shield now when I go out. I shower every time I come back. We're just so strict. Everything is disinfected. You know, we don't have any contact with anybody. So, and when we do, we disinfect ourselves afterwards. So fingers crossed, it's worked so far. We've kept ourselves safe. So fingers crossed that will continue to be the case. Ironically, moving to Wiltshire to be closer to family, but we won't be able to have any contact with them.
Yeah, I know.
So the irony. But at least we are nearer to them. So in any emergencies, we have got family close to hand, and ultimately, once things start to ease, then we will be able to spend time with them and the grandchildren. So that's all in hand. We're pretty excited about that. Feeling a loads better slowly. So very excited about that. Managing to do walking every day all over Christmas. We were sort of doing between 3 and 5 miles. I'm pretty slow at the moment, I have to say, but it was just nice being out. So I was out with the camera quite a lot and just going slowly. So I might join you on the Land's End to John O'Groats thing, because we are doing, and then I just need to think about who I want to raise money for, because we walk in
charity.
so yeah,
Rachel, marketing manager's just, you know, quite cool.
Yeah, so yeah, so I'll probably get something sorted out with that, because you know it's something we do every day anyway, so we'll just sort of be able to clock that up. I don't know how long it'll take us to do that amount of miles, but from a business perspective, Darren's side of the business is essential works. Last time everybody postponed everything. So far nobody's postponed anything. Yeah. I think we're hoping this time around people kind of know what to expect, so the stuff that he's got going on will continue. So we just have everything crossed that not a lot will change there. And from my perspective, everything's online, so I'm keeping all my offers in place. I had a lockdown offer. I'm just going to keep going with that, and I'm going to have a look at how else I might be able to help people. So if anybody needs any kind of help around redirecting, marketing, whatever you're thinking about doing, and I know you want to keep this positive, Penny, but actually I think we need to start planning for this being around for quite a long time, and having to live and work and do our businesses in a different way. I think we just hanging your hat on the vaccine and we'll be back to normal in the summer, I think is unrealistic. That's my personal view, and I think everybody needs to just really dig deep and start thinking about how they are going to operate, earn a living, run their business in this kind of environment for quite a long time. And on a personal level, with mental well-being, how you maintain your mental resilience and keep positive when you're having to live in these sorts of conditions as well. I think these are the sort of things that we should start thinking about. That is just my personal view, but I really think businesses really need to start thinking, okay, this isn't going to be over anytime soon. So
oh yeah, I think I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think with the businesses that I have mostly been interacting with through one way or the other have been really agile and been really good at seeking out other opportunities.
Yes.
And I think that's where the larger ones, but I'm talking specifically retail actually, where the retail have failed, is because they've not
been quick enough.
But it's not just this pandemic. This has been going on, I reckon, about 10 years. They haven't really
agree
opportunities. So, but us lot, we can make decisions immediately, and so.
And I think there's lots of evidence, isn't there, within our business community of from the last 12 months of people being incredibly creative and agile and finding different ways to either keep their business going or earn a living. So we know it is possible. We know that there are opportunities and there are ways that we can keep going and keep functioning and stay healthy and live productively. So Yeah, I mean, and when it comes to mental well-being in lockdown, I am the master at it. So I've been doing it for yeah, I am Yoda.
Lovely. Well, it's absolutely lovely to speak to you, and we will speak soon,
Yeah,
Jean.
definitely.
Lovely. I'm going to move on to Dennis. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. As far as work goes, I'm trying to avoid it this week as much as I can. As most of you know, I set out to refurbish my office over Christmas. I started it the day after Boxing Day. I'm now sitting in the lounge with 3 monitors and computers set up on a dining table because the office is just a square box. It's all decorated. I put a new laminate floor down. Today I'm going to be fitting about a dozen double sockets on dado rail each side so we can plug all the computer equipment in. But really I could do without work interruptions. I know it seems a bit strange, but it's one of those things, if I don't get on and do it, it will drag on into next week. So I'm aiming to get it finished this week and just do, basically I can talk to people on the phone, answer emails, but I won't actually be doing any programming this week because it'll just take too many hours out. Apart from that, Christmas was quiet. We already had decided, my son lives only a few miles away, but we'd already decided that the original plan was to go there over Christmas, but as things got closer, we decided that we wouldn't even meet. So we had a Zoom Christmas dinner. So we had a laptop at each end and we chatted and raised glasses and so on, which was quite good. And we've done a couple of quizzes with him last couple of weeks as well. There's a chap online does these quizzes, and basically we both watch the YouTube video at the same time and sort of do it as a family thing. So that's that really. I mean, there's not as for plans, I'm not really making any. One thing I would say is I still think that this lockdown is too little, too late. When you look at what we did in the summer, how the graphs dropped right down, and then we had this eat out to help out, and people, I never went out once during that, and then I think people sort of had a mindset, I think things are getting better now. And even when that finished, people started to mix and do more things than they were doing. And I think if we'd have been stricter, then we might have kept it down. I believe I heard the other day Australia have only had 1,000 cases. I don't know if that's true or not. Right. Seems amazing. A lot of countries, just to me, just seem to be far stricter with it. We've got friends in France. There's a curfew there. I was watching the news this morning. Bear in mind what Boris said yesterday. There was a woman standing in the side of a road, as they often do in a town. I think it was Marlborough, and behind her there was a complete stream of traffic. And I thought, why aren't these people staying there? Where are they all going? I mean, some have got to go to work, but it just seems to me that people still aren't taking any notice of it, really, which is a bit of a shame, I think.
Yeah.
We've stuck to it religiously. As I say, we decided not to meet our son at Christmas. I do know a member of our family who actually went for Christmas dinner with her daughter and to see her grandchildren, which are in their 20s. So it's not like they're little kids they're missing, and I just think it's all wrong, really. I don't want to be negative, but I think, if we'd have been a bit stricter and try and enforce the rules a bit more, we might have got further through it. But like Jackie says, I don't think it's going to end when the government think it's going to end. I think it's going to go on because they're now talking about the South African variant. They're not sure if the vaccines are going to be any good for it. They've said it works with this other new variant we've seen, but also the government are changing the periods between the first and second vaccination. And I know that Pfizer said that's not what they advise, so we don't know. I mean, there's supposed to be clever people that are looking at this, but sometimes I had my doubts, really. But there you go. Didn't want to be doom and gloom, but that's sort of it's the situation we're in.
I don't really know much about vaccines. All I know is that when it comes along and it's my turn 3 years down the line,
Yeah. It's talking about that, actually, my wife got a call from, because she's we're both not of the age to get the flu vaccine. I have it every year because I had open heart surgery a few years ago, and I was advised to always have the flu vaccine. But I get it done in the pharmacy in town. My wife, because they've now lowered the age limit for it this year, she got a phone call from the doctors last week offering it to her. She'd already paid for it because I have it. She has it done. But strangely, the doctors didn't ring me and offer me one.
Yeah.
That makes me think: am I off the list somewhere when it comes to the vaccine? I get missed. You know, who knows?
I don't know. I don't think there's an awful lot of joined up thinking when it comes to the.
No, it's all a bit of a muddle. But
yeah.
I'll just keep plugging away, stay here, keep working. That's it, really.
Yeah, where it's nice and safe.
And I'll keep watching Tracy's things to think of all the nice places I can go when it does end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh well, lovely to see you. I hope you get your decorating finished soon.
I will do. Yeah, it'll get done this week. Thank you.
And as you've been mentioned, I'll pop over to Tracy. Hello. Unmute yourself.
Hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, well, it's just started to rain here. That's not pleasant, is it? Never mind. Oh, my little exercise will be in the wet today. Hi. So we did have a very quiet Christmas. We did go and see our 3 grandchildren to drop their presents off. It was like a drop and run number, but but we did see them, so that was quite pleasant. But But all our other plans to meet everybody went by the by. So my dad through the window, dropped his presents off, and then he came out and got them, and we waved through the window. So, but that's all good. It's not a problem. I am still at Asda. I am still making pizzas. I'm now becoming the queen of pizza making, which but to be fair, going back to sort of your mental health kind of thing, I am out and about 3 times a week, you know, meeting people. I'm fully sort of covered up. Asda have been fantastic. They've given us everything that we could possibly need. We feel very safe working there, but it's just nice to have that interaction with real live people. So even if it is just discussing pizza toppings, but that's fine. I don't mind. So that's and also that's helping keeping my head above water, because obviously since March last year I have earned no money, and the prospect of earning money between now and sort of March this year is 0. So that has been good. But what's been helping me is to make plans, and I know we're supposed to be talking about plans, so that's what I've been doing. So as you know, I am still blogging merrily 3 times a week, and I have my whole plan set now until the end of May. I know what I'm going to be doing on that. I've just came up with 2 light bulb moments yesterday about some other things that I can do after that. So I'm going to sit down next week and put them in the diary. So I should be sort of pretty sorted until August time, I think. I have booked a short break away overseas in June, just to see if we're allowed to do it. But if we do, then I intend to do lots of blogging on that, including the Brexit changes of going through the airport, and obviously what's happening when you actually travel and you get there. We have redone our big holiday. This is version 3. It's now the end of August, whether we again are 6 weeks across the States on a train. You know, we've delayed again, but hopefully that will happen. It will, it won't, it won't. But again, if it does, I'll be on there every day, blogging away. I've still got some events already planned for this year, whether they're again being positive. I have got the Stowe Market Food and Drink Festival in 4th of July. I have the Mentor Show at the end of March. And I am looking for other events.
Is that in real life?
Yes. Yeah, it's in the cathedral.
Lovely venue.
Yeah, they've planned to do it. They've already set it up so that it is COVID friendly. You've all got big separate areas. They're only having half the numbers that they would have had. And it's you have to get your ticket, and it's all timed. So fingers crossed that will go ahead. And they're hoping to repeat it in September, and maybe at the Apex. But they're going to see how the cathedral goes. But fingers crossed that may go ahead. As I say, I'm just keeping positive. So I'm looking for other events. I've applied to go back to the South Suffolk show, which is normally in May, which is a farming show, but it's always been really good for me because I turn up and sell holidays to farmers. So it's quite good fun, and they're a really good crowd, and I do see regular people there. So yeah, I'm just as I say, I'm just keeping really, really positive and just ploughing on. I do understand, you know, from Jackie's point of view what's going on, but I do also feel that once the positivity rises and we do start getting the vaccine, that we do have to get our lives back on some kind of track. Really have to do something. We you know, you can't sit in a bubble for the rest of your life. So fingers crossed. I am in number 8 of 9 tiers for getting the injection, so I am way down the list. It's the only time I've ever felt like I'd like to be a bit older. And fingers crossed, I haven't heard from my dad. He should get number 2 today.
Yeah.
So he's due to have his number 2 vaccine today. And he hasn't had a phone call so far. I keep looking at my phone thinking, has he sent me a message? No, not yet. So fingers crossed he will get his second one today.
And then that's it. He's done.
And he's done. Yeah, he's done. So, but as I say, we're waiting because we still think even up until, you know, 3 o'clock this afternoon, you may get that phone call.
Yeah.
But yeah, so keeping very, very positive, enjoying life. Actually, I've really embraced lockdown. Yeah, we're back. All the games have come out again. So yeah, so I'm determined to improve on my crib, which I learnt in the first lockdown. And I've never been beaten on Scrabble yet. My husband, so he doesn't like playing that. So
my youngest has been inspired by the Queen's Gambit and has been playing chess.
What an awesome! Yeah, John, if you haven't seen anything, Queen's Gambit on Netflix, that's awesome. Yeah. And I'm actually re-educating my husband on sort of things that he's not seen. So he's going to start watching Life on Mars, Ashes to Ashes, and Shameless, because I really feel he needs re-educating.
Oh yeah.
So he's in for a real treat.
Yeah. Oh, I love those. Yeah.
I do. So am I.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's lovely once again. I know we're starting the year like this and not face to face, but once again, a nice positive crew. I do have a sort of a question for Lee. I don't think he'll be able to help me out, but once again, I've looked on the BBC and the government announced that these amazing packages again, but they're only for people with property.
Yeah, at the moment.
And I've gone under the radar on every single bit of assistance since March last year. I've not qualified for anything. Even my local council, I've registered with them, and they keep saying nah. So maybe I should go out quickly, get myself a property. But it is literally, I've had nothing. I've applied for everything and been turned down. So, and I do now have a friend at West Suffolk Council who emails me, and she only apologised and said she can't help me, but at least she's pleasant about it. So at least I've got a happy person. So there we go. Anyway, it's all lovely to see everybody, and
lovely to see you too.
Let's stick in there.
Anyway, I'll move on to Abby. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
I'm okay, apart from I've got a perforated left eardrum from about, no, it's not painful. Everyone goes, oh, like that, but it's not painful. I did it about 3 weeks before Christmas, earplugs. But I've got a hairband thing now that I can play white noise through. So I sleep through a noise that goes like the Hypnotoad from Futurama. Does anyone know that? Yeah, never mind.
Drummer, I don't know that bit.
Hypnotoad. I'll find it on a meme.
Okay.
Anyway, apart from that, I'm completely fine. We had a good Christmas. My mum's in our bubble, so we went to hers for Christmas, which was allowed, hopefully. But we couldn't have my mother-in-law over, who I get on really well with.
Yeah.
No mother.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it was fine. Ollie's kind of doing lots of online quizzes, quizzage.co.uk, and yeah, I'm doing a WordPress courses again online. If anyone wants to learn a bit about WordPress, I can teach you the basics. Set it up on a site that you can sort of practice on. I do these things and I forget what I'm going to say, so I make notes.
When are your WordPress courses?
One coming out soon. Anyone wants to sell anything online or a booking system, you can do that. Give me a shout. Happy to help.
Cool. When are your WordPress calls?
Sorry?
When are your WordPress calls?
I am going to hold them individually, so I will just figure that out at some point. So at the moment, someone inquired about having it online, and I thought, oh, should I start them again?
Yeah.
And maybe that'd be good to get that one out of the way, and then perhaps I'll schedule some or do them as one-to-ones or one to small group. I don't think I want to teach more than sort of 3 or 4 people at a time. Because people have questions and it sometimes holds other people up. Not unfairly, I just want everyone to get everything they want out of it. But yes, and I'm back in the office. It does say in the guidelines, work from home if you can effectively, and I cannot effectively work from home. I haven't got an office at home. It's not fair on Ollie, who has to turn the television down from sort of midday. And I'm like, trying to get work done. And during the first lockdown, I couldn't get hardly any work done. It was really difficult.
Yeah.
So we share this office block, the toilet and the kitchen is shared, but when I go out there, I wear my mask. Well, I should just be really careful. But there's only one other person in the block, so I think we're all right.
Yeah.
Any rules, but trying to be really careful. But it's that or not get much work done, and you know, I don't think I can make ends meet that way very easily. I can if I'm in here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You've got to keep your business going because...
Yeah, and I'm looking after people's websites. Most of them are local. There's a couple that aren't, but most of them are local businesses who, even if they're not selling online, they're relying on their website as a point of communication. So I've got a responsibility to look after them, which I'm really happy to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of, just kind of looking after all my sites, like my little things that I look after. Then I've got a few websites to finish. I've got websites that I got in last year, at this point last year, that I'm still trying to get customers to come back to me on to finish, but I think it's just so up in the air.
Yeah.
People. That's fine. I've got other work in. It's fine.
Lovely.
Yeah, plodding along.
That is good. That is good. Smashing. Well, I'm going to move over to Nikki Collins.
Hello. I've been here for ages. Places that I haven't met before. So, hello everyone. I'm Nikki. I'm the autism coach, and I have some big goals actually for 2021.
Cool.
Currently, 16,000 words into my book, which is all about women on the autism spectrum. For those of you who don't know, the majority of autism research has been done on a very select group of individuals, which happens to be young boys with a very specific set of behaviours. So I'm raising a lot of awareness around that, and that's what the book is working towards. You probably know that Sue was in a book last year, did a chapter. I was also in the same book. I did a chapter too. And that sort of gave me the confidence to write a book, because if you can do one chapter, you can write the whole blooming thing if you've got the subject and the motivation to do it. So I'm up at 5:30 every morning, writing in the early hours when there's no distractions and no pinging of LinkedIn or Facebook. What else am I doing? I'm launching a 5-day challenge on the 18th of January, so in a couple of weeks, for women on the autism spectrum who are suffering with overwhelm. I think a lot of us are quite overwhelmed at the moment, regardless of our neurotype, whether we are typical or not typical. And I'm just focusing on autistic individuals because that's who I work with, and specifically females, to help them to take back control. That's a 5-day course, and that's going to run into a 12-week program for people who want to work on a deeper level with me, and both of which are totally transformational. All of it is drawn on from lived experience. So I didn't realise I was autistic until I was 34. So I've had a couple of years to digest that and get my head around it. I've got over a decade's worth of personal development under my belt, and what I didn't realise was it was a really, really useful special interest of mine. So I put it to good use. On a personal level, I'm going to be moving as well. I'm going to be relocating areas to be with to be nearer my partner who lives up north. So I'm going to be moving up to Sheffield at some point, which is quite big. We managed to spend Christmas together because we was in a pre-existing bubble. So she's in a single adult household, so am I. But for the next couple of months, obviously, I don't think we can do that. So that's going to be interesting. So it's me, myself, and a teenage son. Interesting. But he's been at home. I pulled him out of school after 3 days of being home educated. He went back to school for 3 days and wanted to be home educated. So he's been back at home since September last year anyway. So this doesn't affect him. But the effect that school was having on his mental health just wasn't worth it. So even if he stays in his bedroom for the next 2 years, coming out, shuffling and grunting at me, at least his mental health isn't going to be damaged any further, and we haven't got to repair that. So that's me. Yeah.
Oh, it all sounds really exciting. And I noticed that you shared the group on the in my Facebook group.
Yep.
And I shared it on LinkedIn, and I'll pop something up on my page as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I've got 55 people signed up so far, and I've got a goal of 235 to meet my targets for my challenge for my program.
Well, if you want to have a chat later, talk about that that Facebook leads.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think that could work quite well for you, and any future projects that you might have, because then you'll have the details of people who are initially interested, so you can kind of keep them warm, as it were.
Exactly. I've got a goal of helping over the next 5 years through this one challenge and subsequent program. I want to help 20,000 individuals, which breaks down to 4,000 a year. So I do have some big goals. Aim high, and if you fall short, you've got further than if you didn't have them in the first place.
Absolutely. Yeah, but we'll chat later.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you.
And you.
Hey, Paul. Hello. Or Jackie, as you're now known. Hello.
Hello. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
How are you?
So, yes, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Personal-wise, I'm healthy. I'm happy. Family's healthy. So ticking boxes there. A lot of people we know have gone down with COVID, unfortunately. So sort of hits it home a little bit.
Yeah.
A few bullet points. As you know, I had that insurance job going through in about October for that water leak I had from the toilet when my roof come down and doors got bowed. Chased them this morning. That's still ongoing. So still living with half a ceiling and a wet, damaged house. Not ideal, but we crack on. So I phoned up and moaned at them this morning, stuck a few into them. Also phoned up and stuck a few into Essendon breakers. As you know, my wife's work van died in November. So we had to go and buy a new one. We scrapped it off to Essendon Autos because they were the best price. But they didn't pay me the price they quoted. When I phoned them up, they gave me a load of bull, basically. So I had a nice slanging match with them this morning. So I felt a lot better after that, to be fair. Got a few anger issues out over the phone to a lady who thought she knew better than everybody in the whole world, that wouldn't be told different. So that was quite enjoyable. Enjoyed that. That was fun. Good way to start the day. So I feel a lot better for that now. Got all my tensions out before I come on here.
Cathartic, lovely.
Yeah. So Christmas-wise, we had a great Christmas. We realised actually for the first time in 20 years since my first son was born, it was actually the first Christmas we've actually spent together as a family, which was lovely, and we actually enjoyed it and made the most of it. Shame we couldn't see parents, obviously, but circumstances, obviously, but we really made the most of it and enjoyed an actual day together, which was quality time, which was brilliant. So lots of positives there.
Cool.
Obviously, business wise, obviously lockdown's kicked in again, so I can train people outside. I've got some that are now having to isolate, some that are not working, so can't afford to come and train anyway. So I probably lost overnight about 70% of my work probably. On the plus side, I have bought myself a heated body warmer.
I saw and I was jealous.
Which is amazing, let me tell you. I've done a bit of research into it, all the reviews, etc., etc. Cost me 65 quid, and then you had to buy like a battery charger pack for it, and also you have to plug yourself in. I was out there last night, 9:30 at night, training someone, and I was toasty warm.
Ooh. Well,
Best investment of 2021 already.
That sounds perfect for when I'm by the river.
Oh, it's amazing. If you're walking, you're doing anything outdoors for a sustainable amount of time, get yourself a heated body warmer. They are amazing.
That sounds brilliant.
They really are. If you want the link to the one I bought, I can send it to you.
Yes,
But
cool,
worth every single penny. It really is.
Yes, please, Paul. That would be great if you could send that link.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, I saw that photo last night and I thought, oh, I've got body warmer envy.
It's brilliant. It's got like little heating sort of pads in it at the top, down the sides, and a couple on the back, like little elements.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've got a little button here right on your nipple, if you like, and you press it, and there's 3 different levels. So you're sort of constantly pressing your nipple all night, adjusting the level like this. You have to explain to the clients what's going on.
When my dad was a farmer, we used to have lambs, and they used to have these, or he used to put these little special body warmers on the newborn ones that didn't have a mum, and it was the same sort of principle. You used to kind of heat up this inside bit and put it in this little body warmer and wrap them up, and they look so cozy. It's a bit like that.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Just touching on what you were saying, Penny, earlier about where you're going for your railway walk.
Yeah.
That is one place I'm personally avoiding at the moment. I went down there the other day and I will never go down there again during lockdown. It is so bloody dangerous, I cannot tell you. There's idiots everywhere on bikes. Not everybody, I'm not going to categorise everybody because some people were being sensible, but lots of people just steaming up behind you on bikes, dogs all over the place, people in groups of however many, not social distances, not many masks on. I just felt so uncomfortable walking down there. It was unbelievable. Most people are going out for walks and exercise now, which is excellent.
Yeah.
But they're all going in the same bloody place.
I can tell you
dangerous.
at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, there's not a soul around.
Yeah, that's the time to do it.
And then I got back at 9:30, and there were more people around. Not an unusual amount of people, not loads of people, but I'd imagine as it gets later in the day, then it would get really, really busy. But 8 o'clock, it was wonderful. I was the only person from
lovely. That is
between here and Rodbridge.
Yep.
Corner. Marvellous.
Honestly, it's scary. There's so many people on there, and it was just dangerous. It's worse than going around Sainsbury's.
Oh God.
At least in Sainsbury's, you've got a trolley to knock people out of the way if they get in your way, and you can nudge them about. Maybe I'll take a trolley down there next time. Or wear a big rubber ring around me to distance people. But yeah, I've got lots of plans for the year for the business. Business is going to double in size. I guarantee that this year. Excellent. Regardless of what happens, it will grow and it will be amazing. And we're going to take it on to next year and hopefully win more awards and try and be amazing and support everybody. If anyone's got any health issues or anything I can help with exercise-wise, they just want a little plan for home, let me know.
Yeah.
Drop it in their inbox for them. And you can all be like Fliss and not be able to get off the toilet.
Oh, that's a selling point.
It's not so much fun though, Fliss, is it, when I'm not achieving that with you? It's more fun when I put that to you. Back in a day.
I'm missing you so much, mate.
Love's mutual.
Lovely.
Right, take care, everybody.
Yeah, it's good to see you. I'll move on to Julian.
Hi, hello, happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year to you too.
Good to see you all.
How are you?
Never seen. Yeah, I'm personally good. Thank you very much. This year, God knows. So far, I've I've got 2 vehicles that should have been delivered prior to Christmas, but I can't get delivered because the people in the showrooms are on furlough. So I'm trying to find people who can actually get me an invoice. Cars have arrived. I know they're physically there, so that's a bit annoying. Literally before I came onto this Zoom meeting, I had a phone call from a customer who wants to come out of 2 of their lease cars. So I guess that's going to be sort of the way forward for a lot. People I spoke to yesterday on vehicles that are due for replacement either don't want to replace or extend or just don't know what to do, which way should they go. So I guess that's going to be sort of a bit of a frustrating issue, because potentially I've got a lot of business that should be renewed this year.
Yeah.
So had it not been COVID, I think I would have been looking for probably at least double the best year ever, but I don't know what will happen now. On the other side of the business, for some of you know, I do driving for a motor industry photographer. It was quite busy at the end of last year. I haven't been told it's not turning up. I've got a car turning up at 12 o'clock for a photo shoot Thursday and Friday. Whether that's going to be cancelled, I don't know. I'll be the only one in the car, so I know that. I've got that's with Skoda. I've got 2 photo shoots with Volvo that are outstanding. One from October and one from November, one from December. One is in London. So I'm waiting for a phone call. When's that going to happen? Don't know. Probably not now. Tracy, I'm in tier 9, being the old git of the outfit. I'm not sort of one further. You know, although I'm in the 64 group. I can't quite make 65, so I'm in 7 rather than 6. Oh yeah, one or two of you might be aware. My wife works at West Suffolk Hospital. Interesting fact. Okay, it's not the biggest hospital in the world, but it does serve a community of 259,000 people. That's Bury St Edmunds, Stowmarket, Halstead, Newmarket. In the first lockdown, they had, I think, about 35 was the highest number of people in the hospital with COVID. And Christmas week before Christmas Day, it got up to 97. The last number I saw was last Wednesday. It was 137. I don't know what it was as of today. She's in there at the moment, so I'll know at about 3 o'clock. But I know it's not a lot compared with lots of places, but you know, we've seen how much it's gone up. So certainly I know a number of people now with COVID. I was on a Nissan shoot week before Christmas. Fortunately, I think I managed to stay out of the way. 3 of those have gone down with COVID.
Wow.
So yeah, there we go. And Tracy, what am I going to go on holiday? Who knows? It was delayed, as you know, for a year. But there we go. Probably Chevrolet again.
Well, it's good to see you again. How does this compare to like the March, the first lockdown? Did people try and get out? You know, were they people trying to get out of their contracts, or were they?
No, I think looking back, I think I was pretty lucky because while there was no business done in second half of March and April and May, I had got business on the go. So cars were then delivered in June. I had a brilliant July. August is not a particularly good month because of the plate change in September. September was half of what I expected to do. October, November and December was pretty poor. The only plus side is that all the cars that I've done for this year so far, with Brexit, there's not going to be the tariffs. So I was very concerned prior to Christmas, thinking that if there was going to be no Brexit deal and everyone's rental rates went up 10%, how many would be wanting to pull out and not go ahead with the deal? Well, that isn't going to happen. So hopefully things will be okay. So at least what I've done hopefully we'll still be all right.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I'm doing, just to be slightly, I'd never advertised it before, but I am going to start advertising it this year, because I've been talking to people on just selling them used cars, not just any old used cars, but something that's sort of 6, 9, 12 months old, who just want to get rid of some of that money that they haven't been spending because they haven't been able to go out. Then yes, I have actually been doing 1 or 2 sales on just pure sales of cars, anything from sort of 10 to 50,000.
Yeah.
So if you've got spare 50 grand, I can find you a car.
Brilliant. I'll just get my purse. Excellent. Well, yeah, so good to see you, and keep us updated.
Yeah, nice to see you all.
Yeah. And I'm going to pop over to Sue. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Sue. How are you? Happy New Year.
Yeah. As a lot of you know, yeah. Woo. Yeah, it's not Christmas as well. Jessica's here, so I won't swear, but
okay.
Couldn't really get any worse. My dad died on Boxing Day. He had a chest infection. He's been ill for a while. And he chest infection and COVID. So yeah, so not great really. So yeah, so we've just been trying to sort the funeral out and work out what we can and can't do. I think it's pretty much the same. Like you can have 30 people and 6 for the wake, even with it, because I know in Scotland they're not, you can't have a wake anymore. So yeah, hello Jessica. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Say hello. We're going to have to do the old homeschooling, won't we? Joyous. So yeah, we'll be winging that one as of tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see. Do you want to go and play in your bedroom? No. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we're just trying to sort that out. I support my mum. So she's kind of in a little bit, a bubble with us, and it's really just, I just want to wrap her up in cotton wool until she gets a vaccine. It's just, I mean, I don't know what, she's like 74, so she, and hopefully maybe she'll hear in a month or so, now they've got this Oxford vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's over 80, but haven't they swapped it to over 70? Or is that not right?
I'm not really sure.
No.
Yeah. So it is really, that's kind of overtaken things. Yeah. I'm sort of getting a few inquiries about my business, but it's not really a bit of a focus at the moment. Just sort of get through January really. I'm doing the talk for Active Suffolk, this girl can, about exercise and mental well-being on the 19th. So if anyone wants to listen to that, can't quite remember. I know Flish, you signed up for it, haven't you? I think it's about lunchtime. Yeah, and that's been really helpful for me. So it's a talk about how exercise has helped me with my mental well-being, and also some tips to help people as well. So kind of, going to bring in recent experiences, trying not to cry. Hopefully I'll be all right. But yeah, I mean, I've been running a lot, which is great. So that's been helping me about 3 times a week. So yes, very important really at the moment. At least you can still do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just go, oh, you find a party thing. Okay. Woo! Yeah. But no, I'm okay.
That's nice.
That's nice, yeah. Jessica, do you want to get down? You're getting a big girl now. You go and play. But no, I'm I have good bits. Sometimes I think I'm Superwoman and can do everything, and got really, sort of lots of exciting plans. But other times grief is difficult, isn't it? You feel fine, and the next minute you're crying, and it's just have to be kind to yourself and do what you need to do, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no sort of set schedules and guidelines, are there? It's just
Not really.
to go with how you feel.
No, I'm fine. And it was nice. This was good. Nice to talk to everybody. You know most of you. It's just nice to catch up with people and have a bit of virtual adult company anyway. Yeah. Jessica, that's my contact lens, darling. Thank you.
Oh, well, it's lovely to see you, and yeah, I'll definitely chat with you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Sarah, hello, lovely to see you.
Hi there. Yeah, I wasn't planning to be here today, but as everything changed last night.
Yeah.
So basically my daughter was supposed to start her mocks today, and obviously now everything's cancelled completely, so that's one thing to deal with. So she's a bit disappointed, funnily enough, because she spent 3 weeks revising for them. So it's a bit of an anticlimax, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's her. And Christmas was a bit weird because her father came over from the States, and for lots of complicated reasons ended up him, my partner and my daughter and me spending Christmas Day together. So that was all very weird, but it was okay. So it was quite nice for her to have both of us together in one house having Christmas lunch. So that was something we didn't expect ever to happen. On the work front, I did do some business planning before Christmas. I did schedule a few days, and I was looking at a 3-year plan on the basis that things should all be better in 3 years' time. So we'll start with the 3 years and work backwards. So that was actually really helpful because I was sort of focused on the long term and then broke it down into sort of shorter term and shorter term and shorter term just to see how I'd get to the 3-year goal. So I found that really helpful. In terms of the business at the moment, I did get a new contract over Christmas, which was quite surprising, and I decided not to work at all. In fact, I painted my office. It's all nice and bright and white now. But yeah, I did stop to do that, and that was really good. It's a marketing contract. We did some strategy work for them, and they now want us to do some other work as well. So that's all good. And in fact, we are looking for if anyone's got any contacts for marketing freelancers, we are actually looking to recruit at the moment to our team, people with marketing expertise that are already set up as freelancers with their own clients, but they want some additional clients through us. So if you know anyone who might be interested, let me know.
What sort of area of marketing?
Well, all really. I mean, we have different marketing experts in different areas, so we'd be interested in talking to anyone really. I mean, we get a lot of. I mean, the marketing strategy is proving very popular at the moment. People just wanting to look at their overall strategy, digital marketing, and obviously social media, as everyone wants some help with social media. But yeah, all aspects really, to be honest. It'd be interesting to talk to anyone in that field that's got, some good solid background in marketing prior to becoming freelance, and then they've already got their own clients, so they're not just starting up, because we need people who are quite sort of established and know what it's like to be working for themselves. So that was that. Otherwise, one of my things is to try and do more with Facebook. So I don't know if Penny gives me any help, because I find Facebook a bit overwhelming, to be honest. There's just so much going on, and all the groups and the fact you have a personal page and a business page, I just find it all a bit difficult. So, but I feel I should do something with Facebook. I've kind of conquered the LinkedIn, but Facebook's just, one to add to my my sort of aims for this year.
Oh, we can have a chat, and I can give you some pointers.
Yeah, and also I would quite like to join your challenge on the walk as well. I've been doing walking. Well, it's not helped by raining all the time, is it?
Well, there's no such thing as bad weather, just inappropriate clothing.
Yeah, so they keep telling me, but when it's like raining and cold and it's like blowing a gale in your face, it's like. Mind you, from my days of working for Nordic and doing trips to Scandinavia to visit Father Christmas, I've got the kit, so I shouldn't really complain. Really, I've got all my thermals and everything else in the back of the cupboard. So
I'll tell you what, I'll put the link on the group, the Facebook group, and then you can, anyone who wants to sort of sign up for it can.
Yeah, is it a specific charity, or how does it work?
No, it's not a charity at all. It's a business that have lots of different challenges. So you don't have to do the Land's End to John O'Groats. You can do, I think there's a Hadrian's Wall one. I think there's even some cycling ones. There's a whole lot. My friend was doing it, so she suggested it to me. She doesn't run, she just walks. And I had a look, and I thought, oh, that one looks good. But really, I should have done, like the Hadrian's Wall, which is 90 miles, not 874 that I booked it for.
When are you planning to finish it, Penny?
I've got to have it. It's a year challenge, so it has to be done and dusted by the 31st of this year, 31st of December.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I've broken it all down. Like, it's like a kind of like when you have a big plan, like you've got a big business task, but if you kind of break it down into small little sections. So that's what I've done. So 874 seems massive, but I broke it down to it's 16.8 miles a week. So it's something like 2.6 miles a day, which is, so my daughter says that I'm really nerdy working it out into such small little.
No, I'm with you. I do that exactly as well. Because then you can tick it off every day.
Exactly. When I used to sell advertising at Archon, horrible job. They used to like give you your ridiculous target, and then you'd break it down into days, how much you'd need to get each day to kind of hit that target. So obviously it starts off as soon as you close. The next month is, you've got this really lovely realistic target of X amount per day, and then as it gets closer and closer to the publishing deadline, you realise that you've still got, but that has always taught me to break things down into little kind of chunks. It's less scary. But so
you could do, like I did with the stuff at mine thing. I had the map of stuff you could maybe work something out like that. I just got so excited about colouring. Like every square was a mile. I was just in a really bizarre way. I was like, I can colour in another square. So
actually, talking about, my daughter thinks I'm really sad because I bought this calendar which came with stickers. I was like putting stickers on the calendar, and she's like going, I can't believe you're getting so much enjoyment out of putting stickers on a calendar.
Stickers, isn't it? I'm just a simple creature. I like stickers and colouring in. Empty plate. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah. So, and I'm a bit, Strava. I'm kind of quite into that as well, and you kind of look at what you've done afterwards, and
gamification of challenges. But it works for me. I like stickers, certificates, medals.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Lots of external motivation, fine. Whatever you need.
No, I like a sticker, and I like a certificate, and if it means colouring in something, that sounds great too. Lovely. Okay, well, it's lovely to see you. I'm going to move over last, but definitely not least, Mr. Parker, Councillor Parker.
I'd have been happier if you didn't mention the council a bit actually this week, Penny. But where?
Well, obviously when we spoke, the lockdown, lovely stickers. the lockdown official hadn't happened, hadn't been announced. I don't know whether that changes the situation at all, but obviously you've got this meeting that's happening on Thursday, and I know that you. I just sort of said before you came on the call that you're after the sort of the opinion of businesses in and around Sudbury about this.
Yeah.
You want to add to it?
Yeah, well, exactly that, Penny. Really, I mean, what I was going to do first of all is just say hello, happy New Year, and hope everyone is well. Lovely to see a few familiar faces on the call as ever. Business wise, for the very few people who don't know me, over my shoulder there, that's me, Coversure Insurance Services, and we're independent insurance brokers based down in Sudbury in Station Road there. Just really briefly, Penny. Christmas, lovely, I thought. No rushing around, none of the usual stuff, so we had a very, very chilled time and very relaxing sort of thing. Work-wise, obviously, we are working from home. We have been for some time, and I've no notion of when we might head back, frankly. But it's a little bit different this time because whereas previously there was only myself and George working from home, I've now also got my good lady wife, who is a teacher at Stanway, so she's at home for the foreseeable as well. We got George's girlfriend, and we got my own daughter back from university as well. So 3 of us and 2 students. John, the bandwidth is struggling a little bit, but I'm sure you're hearing that all over the place, sort of thing. I have ordered a home office, but that is stuck in a container in the North Sea somewhere. Should be with me by just in time for lockdown to finish, by the sounds of things. So really, all I'm doing work-wise, I've been fortunate enough to be in the same job for 30 years. So we just call on all the experience that we've got, and we're just on the phone to everybody all the time. So George and Sarah are looking after people's personal lines, so household, car insurance. I'm on the phone to clients about their business insurance and just seeing that everyone's okay, seeing if there's anything that we need to do, because obviously a lot of property is going to be unoccupied, etc., etc. But work-wise, professionally, the one thing I am missing more than anything else is I am missing the networking. I'm missing, believe it or not, shaking hands and just the general sort of human contact. This is lovely. It's lovely to see you all in front of me, presented before us on a block. But it doesn't. It's not the same as having a fried breakfast with you. Apologies to those that don't eat fried breakfast. But that's the thing. So yeah, so that's the business side of things. Penny, on a civic notion, you're quite right. For my sins, I have the dubious honour of being on the committee that will be talking about car parking on Thursday. So I do find that you can very quickly, when you're wearing your councillor hat, you can go from hero to zero just like that. And I've got a feeling that's exactly what's going to be happening this week as well. I'm not really looking for any sort of conversation here and now, because this isn't what this group is about, is doing politics. All I'm saying is that I am desperate to hear, in advance of that meeting on Thursday, I'm desperate to hear particularly businesses' opinions on the proposals that are coming forward. So please don't hold back, don't be bashful. I need to hear from you. Send me an email, send me a message, whatever you need to do, and let me know your thoughts about it. I'm happy to take questions about it now, of course, but I'm conscious that we've already been over an hour and people have got busy days. I have got a meeting a little bit later on as well with regards to business support. I put an email out last night asking what business support there will be. I don't think any of us were surprised that we're in this lockdown situation, but I think the speed that it arrived was quite a surprise. I think I got a text yesterday to say Boris is on the telly at 8 o'clock. I think we all knew what was coming, but I'm not sure whether we knew it was coming this quickly or not, but here we are. So what business support is available? I don't know the answer to that one, I'm afraid. So I'm off to a meeting this afternoon to find out. And as ever, Penny, I will keep you fully informed on that one.
That would be marvellous.
I will just say, just picking up from the conversations, Abby, be interested in having a chat with you because you mentioned booking systems. I've got something that I might need to talk to you about, so I'll message you about that. Paul or Jackie, you got your camera turned off, so I'm not sure if you're here or not, but if I can be of any assistance at all with regards to that insurance claim, because if you've had that claim in October and still going on, that would raise some question marks, I think. So if I can help in any way, shape or form with that, don't hesitate to let me know. Julian, don't suppose you've got an old 10-year-old BMW knocking around, have you? And obviously, Sue, my thoughts are with you at this time as well, obviously. But so yeah, that's me. That's Covershaw. That's my civic duties as well. Happy to take any questions, Penny.
Okay, well, has anybody got any questions or thoughts or anything related to anything, but specifically about the parking issue?
I used to work in Newmarket, did for 30 plus years, and we weren't an office that required people to come in, but I did notice a marked drop in footfall down the high street as soon as they introduced parking, the charges. And not only that, as a worker trying to park your car when you're trying to get into work, that was a nightmare. I might as well have walked my 4 miles from home some days because everybody was still looking for those elusive free street parking, and it really became, you know, a huge pain for anybody that's working in a small town to try and find parking, because the car parks, and the problem is we couldn't, as a worker, we couldn't use the car parks because they were like time limits of 3 hours, so otherwise we'd have to run out every 3 hours and put another few quid in the meter. But that was just my opinion. You know, all of a sudden I could go out at lunch times and actually walk down the high street and have no issues in getting things done, because it just suddenly died a death in the town.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And also, Tracy, that is the one thing that I have campaigned about as well, is about the workers. I mean, I find myself in the same situation. I'm in the unique position of being the only member of that committee on Thursday that actually does have an independent business and in Sudbury. So I already pay an awful lot of money per year to park my car. So that has already, I have already lodged that, and actually I think I've had some success. Depends how you categorize or what you consider success is, but in terms of workers permits, etc., there is actually already a scheme that's been put in place to save workers money on what they're paying now, never mind on what they might be paying on Thursday. So I'm quite pleased with that already, that's been recognised. But yeah, I will continue to champion that. Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Can I just ask, is there going to be any improvements to public transport? Because if you're stopping, well, you're trying to discourage people from parking in town, obviously you want fewer people to use cars, but then if you don't improve public transport, it's, I can't walk to work, and people can't walk to shop, and you know, you need public transport. We need something.
Can you not hitchhike?
Sorry? I could
hitchhike from Housestead, Abby?
I could cycle all the way down. Yeah, public transport from Housestead to Sudbury is pathetic. I mean, Acton to Sudbury isn't too bad. I used to just get the bus. I quite like getting the bus. Must be the only driver ever, but and I love my car. Thanks to Julian. Is he still here? Yeah, still here. Yeah. But yeah, obviously Housestead to Sudbury isn't probably your jurisdiction in any shape or form, but if you're going to start to discourage driving, which we want to do, I do appreciate that, you need to improve the alternative, or at least invest in it to a certain extent. I'm wondering if there's any ideas for doing that at all.
Yeah, there absolutely is, Abby, and it's all part of the, you know, and they're horrible cliches to use, but it is all part of the jigsaw and all part of the wider pattern. The problem, of course, the frustration for people is that you've got multi-agency. So county, for example, look after the transport, you know, Baber District look after more of the district needs, etc. So you've got to tie all of that stuff in. But you absolutely, Abby, yeah, we are as an authority, we're committed to biodiversity plan and also our green plan, so that has to include improved cycle links, improved public transport links as well. But of course none of that stuff is going to come you know next week. It's all going to take a long time. So yeah, but it is all part of the pattern, maybe.
I'll drop you an email so you have something kind of written down, but just my thoughts on it. I think that we're in a very fortunate position, and that we have free parking, and I think that it makes Sudbury, but also Hadley, a unique town. We're also lucky that we have a high percentage of independent shops, which goes back to what I was saying earlier, that we've weathered the storm better than, you know, high streets that just have lots and lots of big brands that are all closing down now. But I think that that has really, the 3 hours free parking has really encouraged people to come to Sudbury over other towns like Colchester or Bury that have more shops. And whether there is evidence to say, you know, that that's nationally not the case, I think what we're going through now, it's really bad timing to suddenly enforce these charges. And you probably won't disagree with me here that there's, in the town, not an awful lot of love for Baber District Council at the moment, you know, with what's happening at the town hall and the ladies on the help desk there. I'm wondering whether imposing these charges in the middle of a lockdown, in the worst year that retail has had, might be a little bit of a kick in the face for the small businesses. And I think it would just be, I think it would be an inappropriate time to enforce them. And I think they maybe need to look at the bigger picture, the longer picture. And if having parking fees is something that's going to have to happen, I don't think that this year is the time, and maybe look at planning 10, 15, maybe even 20 years in the future. But no, joking aside, I mean, I just think that this year, this July, having those parking fees enforced is not a good idea.
I appreciate that.
Can I just add to what Penny was saying? I think it's very short-sighted. If everything is changing, there will be a future after COVID. We will be able to go out again, to go shopping again, and the free parking in Sudbury is one of the things that absolutely differentiates it as a place to go, as an easy place to access. In addition, the car parks are, you know, they're not, if you're physically able, they're not that far from everything. You can access everything, and Sudbury is a little bit unique in everything that it has to offer. Independent shops, cafes, restaurants, the historical element of it. When we've had friends who come to stay and they've stayed in Sudbury at various locations, and it's classic, isn't it? When you have something on your doorstep, you kind of get used to it. When I lived on the edge of Exmoor, you know, Exmoor was like, it's just Exmoor. But, you know, when I go back now, it's like, oh, God, I really should have appreciated this more when I lived here. It's a bit similar. Sudbury as a town, people are very down on it. But actually, you know, when we have visitors and all they say to you, oh, my God, this place is amazing. This place is beautiful. I had no idea. They go for a walk round. They go to the meadows. They look at all the beautiful buildings, the Gainsborough connection, and they just wax lyrical about it. Now, okay, so they've come and stayed in the town, but it just seems to me that for any high street to be competitive in the future with, and Sudbury services a rural community, at the end of the day, Sudbury is a market town that services a rural community of people that come in. So if you want them to come to you versus other market towns or other places, then you've got to make sure that you are competitive and attractive and easy for people to come into and access those facilities. So all the stuff you were saying about cycle routes and the environmentally friendly stuff, I think that's absolutely brilliant and that's great. But there's lots of people who won't be able to use bike, won't be able to use public transport, and they still need to be able to come in. And also people will be moving into electric vehicles, so it's not just about the free parking, is it? You've got to have those chargeable facilities. That is the future, electric vehicles and chargeable facilities, and suitable disabled parking for those people who aren't able to get about that easily. So that's just, I just think it just feels, I don't know what, but it just feels so short-sighted and just trying to service an immediate need at the moment, as opposed to trying to think about what Sudbury has to offer and to make sure that you make that easily accessible to people.
Maybe in time, sorry, maybe in time there could be some kind of coordinated approach to make Sudbury feel like a destination, because I totally agree with everything Jackie said. It's a really nice place to be, it's a really nice place to work, it's a nice place to visit. Maybe a big coordinated, not campaign, but some organised thing where you know, promote the bus services. We've got like transport services to London from here, so there must be people from London, when they're not highly infected, of course, when that's all past and things, and it's safe for people to do so, but it's a really nice place to come to. So maybe a whole big general holistic approach rather than just parking or just one specific thing. Because like Tracy was saying about parking, as you know, I've got free parking where I am, but this morning there was someone parked in my parking space that quickly left when I showed that I was parking in there. Occasionally, you know, that's probably going to increase.
Yep.
Where people trying to park in private spaces where it's not available to the public. But anyway, my point was being maybe there can be some big generalised campaign of Sudbury, the destination to go to. Isn't it wonderful? Because it is. It's a really nice place.
Yeah.
So much to offer.
And if it gives you any comfort at all, Abby, that this is absolutely part of the wider plan. You know, so there are huge visioning plans which themselves are highly contentious with regards to, say, the future of the Market Hill, which everyone's got an opinion on, with Bellevue, with the regeneration of indeed that area of space behind you. So it is absolutely part of a wider plan. But look, listen, I've asked for opinions and I've heard all of those. And what's really interesting, Jackie, is you're absolutely right. There has to be, you know, an argument I've had all the way along is if you're going to charge people, then give them something that they're paying for. So I absolutely agree with that. Penny, your points about timing, that is the single largest comment that is coming through all the way through is, look, maybe there is a requirement, you know, maybe there isn't also, but the timing is off. And that's definitely something that I'll be taking into the meeting on Thursday. And actually I have an awful lot of sympathy with that point of view. I've got to be a bit careful about what I'm saying because I think I can't prejudge myself for Thursday, but yes, I think the timing, there's never a good time, but it could be that there's an absolutely worse time, and I can't imagine that there could be a worse time. But anyway, we've got to be careful what I'm saying there.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, I'll put your email in the group, so
Thank you.
your district council one, so anyone that wants to go and contact you and share their opinion, so that, you know, then you've got evidence from businesses. And normally we have a couple of retail businesses on this call, but we don't I guess with Sarah, she's got her kids, so it'll be difficult for her, but if she hasn't already, I'm sure that she'll drop you a line about it, and I'll just kind of
I'm sure she will.
yeah, I just poke some of the other ones as well to make sure that they do actually, rather than just keep it all bottled up or moan on social media, that they actually come to you.
Please.
So you can take it to them. Fabulous.
Yeah, and
okay.
just Penny, sorry, could I just one more thing, because Paul or Jackie, whoever you are this morning, I've seen your chat in the chat box down there, Paul, and I did just say, obviously you weren't there, if at all, if you want any help, any advice with regards to that water claim, you know, just send me an email. If I can be of any assistance on that one, give you a bit of a free steer or something, I'm happy to do so. All right.
Fabulous. Great. Okay. We'll probably wrap up. It's been an hour and a half. Oh, do love to chat. I'm recording this as somebody who couldn't make it wanted to come to hear. So I hope that's okay with everyone. If it's not, let me know. Otherwise, would you